when it comes to switching and looking at other currencies, I mean, one is, what's the issuance like? What, how is there a hard cap? Many people don't realize that Ethereum has no hard cap. There's never been a specific amount that's supposed to come out. Now, are they trying to do interesting things? Yes, perhaps, but also with that kind of intricacy comes attack vectors. So that's a trade-off.
Yep.
Also, their motto is kind of move fast and break things. Well, when you move fast and break things, you need somebody at kind of the center making those quick decisions in the name of innovation. Well, who gets to make those decisions? And so there's trade-offs there, right? Like you can't get the consensus of an entire community around a coin to make a quick decision to do a hard fork. And some of those hard forks happen quite quickly. So clearly there's a trust set in a central entity in a lot of these coins, and so I try to stay away from that as much as possible, and it should be accessible for anybody to run the entire protocol themselves, and if they choose to, and self-validate and say I'm running this software, these are the rules, and I know that while I'm running the software, nobody can change my mind. And so that's why there's this drive in Bitcoin for everybody to be able to run their own node, which has become impossible in some other coins. Like that's the scary thought of big blocks of things like Ethereum, where the blockchain is just growing so much. There's a definite trade-off there, because to run your own node becomes incredibly difficult, and now you're taking the responsibility of deciding what the rules are, and you're giving it to somebody else. And so for me, looking at Bitcoin and where it is now, and this conservative approach of it's so difficult to change, and that gives me certainty. There's no central person that you can really point to that really has control. Miners, well, we learned that wasn't the case in 2017. Companies, we learned that wasn't the case in 2017. The core devs, anytime somebody presents something that that the whole community doesn't like, well, they get ousted. They roast each other like crazy. Like the market itself, when there was SegWit2x, which was a contentious hard fork proposed by corporations in 2017, they were going to go forward with it, and they backed out 24 hours before because they had a futures market that said their coin was only going to be worth a quarter of a Bitcoin, and so the market forced them to back it out. And so when I look at Bitcoin, it's the one where I believe the people themselves have the most control, and despite takeover attempts, they've all failed. And so this, to me, is where I hold value. Sure, you can build cool, token systems and things like that, but those to me are, I'm interested in money. I'm interested in replacing our financial system. And if you make a Chuck E. Cheese token that runs a game, I'm not as excited about that.